Tonight we're on the hunt for a baby name that begins with the letter C. They don't have too many other pieces of criteria beyond that. They prefer names that lean vintage. For girls' names, they prefer names that aren't too frilly or even lean gender neutral or more masculine. The names they like or have been considering are in bold, and based on those I came up with Channing, Cambry, Cassette, Calla, Karis, Cersei, Corey, Claudie, Clark. And for the boys, Cypress, Calder, Crosby, Chance, Carter, Corey, Callan, Calvin, and Cillian. And then just diving into the nitty gritty, we've got every C name used at least 5 times or more in the United States last year. I did get rid of the ones that were just alternate spellings of names that had already been represented to make the list a little less overwhelming. And then because they like those names that lean vintage, I did the same thing with C boys names from 1912. I noticed they liked the double letter names. I included this whole list. I suppose I could have just done the C names. And then rinse and repeat with the girls' names. So every C name used in 2023 and every C name used in 1912. The double letter girls' names. And I was thinking of boy names for girls. Some of these are already pretty well established gender neutral names. Some of them I was trying to push the limits, I guess, a little bit more. And then I noticed they liked kind of the last names as first name vibes too. Writing down their top suggestions, I organized it boy names, girl names, and then kind of either or, where they really do feel neutral enough that they could go either way. And I suppose you could do that with these boys' names too. But Cullen, Calder, Cillian, Casper, and Clay. I feel like Casper is the one that's more hit and miss on this list because I know for our generation it definitely makes us think of the friendly ghost. But I keep saying I don't know if the next generations are going to have that same association, and it's a cool name that deserves a little bit more love. It was so close to breaking into the top 1,000 last year. If it had been used 2 more times, it would have been a top 1,000 name. So maybe 2024 is going to be Casper's year. So I think the names on the next list, they're actually are my top suggestions for girls' names, but these are the ones that didn't really lean as gender neutral. And because I had those 5 boy suggestions, I did want to have the 5 girl suggestions. That's just the way my brain works here. So Karis, Calla, Colette, Capri, and Celeste, I thought these were kind of had cool girl vibes. Even if they're not gender neutral, they don't feel too frilly or flowery, ignoring the fact that Calla, I guess, is a floral name, but it still has a cool vibe, and then it gives you that nickname Cal if you want that, which is definitely one of those boy names for a girl. The more exhaustive list that kind of goes either way. We've got Colby, Clark. The spelling of Clark without the E is ranked in the top 1,000 for boys. I just think the E looks so nice. Crosby, Cy, Cove, Coy, Conley, Clancy, Carter, and Corbin. We've got a lot of last names as first names. That's something I noticed they liked. I would love to know what your favorite baby name beginning with the letter C is. There are so many good ones. At first I thought this consultation was going to be a lot harder than it was because it's I don't think there are a ton of C names, but then I dove in. I was actually there are so many good ones. So that's kind of a happy surprise, and I hope everyone's having a good day.